Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be creating this look that you see right here using only one brand, and that one brand is Wet n Wild. So as many of you know, Wet n Wild is a very cheap and affordable brand. So whenever I was going to do this video, I figured there was going to be a lot of the products that I did not like, but instead I found a lot of products that I absolutely love that whenever I finish filming this video are going to go straight to my makeup bag and be used on a day-to-day basis from here on out. I've never been more impressed in my life. Literally found so many like holy grail products. I mean, I can't say holy grail because I've only used them once, but literally I found so many good products and I'm so shocked. And I think a lot of you guys are going to be just as surprised as I am about how good these products ended up going on the face and how good of quality they actually are. So every single thing that I use today besides makeup brushes is all Wet n Wild brand, and I spent probably between $30 and $40 for every single thing that I'm using. This is still because if you go to Sephora or Ulta, you usually spend $30 or $40 on just one product. So the fact that I just found a full face of makeup for $30 or $40 that is pretty much all good quality products is amazing. So if you guys are ready to be blown away and shocked by how good these products are, then just keep on watching. But before you start watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are not already, and then we'll jump on into it. Alright, so before I get started on doing my face makeup, I'm just going to take this little head wrap and get my hair out of my face. Alright, so literally everything that I'm going to be using today is going to be from the brand Wet n Wild, like I've already said. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is start off by priming the face. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer Spray. Alright, so I'm just going to go in and spray that all over the face. Alright, so first impression of this product is I like it. It felt really refreshing, but the spray was really chunky. It wasn't a fine mist. And at the end of this look, I'm also going to be using this as my setting spray as well. So I'm going to be using this for both. And you don't want to spray something like this that comes out too wet on the face because it can make your makeup run and not be as good. But I will try it at the end as a setting spray and see how I like it and let you guys know how it works for that. Alright, so now that I've primed my face, I'm going to go in with foundation, and I'm actually going to be mixing the shade Porcelain and the shade Buff Bisque. They look like this, and they are also from the Photo Focus line. Alright, so I've actually already used the foundation, the concealer, and the contour palette that I'm going to use in just a little bit. So these aren't going to be my first impressions, but I really do love the foundation. I use the foundation to go to work with like every single day. That's like my day-to-day foundation. It's only like $5. It's super affordable. I've posted it a few times over on my Instagram, sharing with you guys that I love this foundation. So since I love the foundation so much, that's another reason why I wanted to do this video, is because since I found such a good foundation from Wet n Wild, I wanted to give all the other products a try and then share with you guys how I like them and my impression on them. Just gonna go ahead and add the foundation to my face. And now I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender and just go ahead and blend all that foundation on into the face. Alright, so now that I have that foundation all over my face, I'm going to go in with this Photo Focus Concealer. I have tried this concealer before in the past and I really liked it, but it's been a few years, so I'm going to be using it again today. This is in the shade Light Ivory. I'm just going to take this concealer and add it under my eyes. I'm gonna go on my nose, do an X on the forehead and on the chin. Alright, so I'm going to pick my beauty blender up again and I'm going to spray it with this primer. And now I'm just going to dab that and blend it all in. Alright, so I still really like the concealer. My face is super dry right now because this past week I went to the lake and I got super sunburnt on my face. So it's kind of peeling up here. I don't know if you can really tell, but the makeup doesn't look good on my skin right now because of it's peeling and super dry, so I'm really not wearing makeup this week. Alright, so now that I have the foundation and the concealer on, it's time to set the face with some powder. And for under the eyes and contour, I'm going to be using this contour palette from Wet n Wild, and it is in the shade Caramel Toffee. And then for all over the face, I'm going to go in with this powder, and it is in the shade Warm Light, and it's also from their Photo Focus line. Alright, so first I'm just going to go and set the whole face with this little pressed powder. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with the JH01 big fluffy brush and just kind of put that all over the face. Okay, so it set the face really good. I hate whenever your foundation still feels sticky after you put powder on it. This one does not do that, so I really like that. And now I'm going to go in with this contour palette, and I have used this before in the past, and I actually dropped it and it shattered and busted open, and I never repurchased another one until now to use it for this video, so I'm excited to own another one of these. So since I did my foundation and my concealer first, I'm going to take a brush, and this is the JH07, and I'm going to take that banana shade, and I'm going to kind of like really thickly lay this under my eyes, like really thick, to act as like my little translucent powder I usually use. So I'm just going to pack that really heavy under the eyes. It's going to look weird at first, but after I get done doing the eyeshadow, I'm just going to brush this off and it'll all blend out. But now I'm going to jump into the eyes, and we're going to start off with the eyebrows. So this is the retractable brow pencil in the shade Medium Brown. Alright, so I'm just going to take that spoolie on the end of the brow pencil and kind of brush my brow hairs up. And then I'm going to twist this up. So if you guys are familiar with the Anastasia brow definer, it's shaped like that. So it's really similar looking to that. Hopefully I like it just as much as I do the Anastasia one. Alright, so I'm just going to go over my brows. Alright, so I just went and did my left brow, and I actually am so impressed with this brow pencil. I'm not a fan of a lot of different brow products. I've tried lots of different ones, high end and low end, and this one is actually pretty good. Way better than I expected, honestly. So I'm definitely super impressed and happy with the way that this brow product went on. But I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off the other brow. Alright, so now that I have the brows done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the eyeshadow. And this is what the eyeshadow palette that I picked up was. It is called Rosé in the Air. Of course, I'm going to be using these warm colors right here. I love these colors. On the back of it, it tells you like where to put each color, and comes with a transition shade, a base shade, a crease shade, all that stuff. But since I'm a rule breaker, definitely not going to be going off of the guide that they gave me. I'm going to be creating a different look. So the first thing that I'm going to do is pick up this orange shade right here with a fat blending brush, and I'm going to add that all into the crease of my eye. Alright, so update. Before I go in and add the eyeshadow, I just wanted to let you guys know that this concealer is breaking up on my eyelid. So I'm just going to go back in with this contour palette and add some of that banana powder on my eyelids, because I don't even think that I set it with the powder earlier. That's probably a big reason on why it's creasing. But you definitely want to set your concealer or your eyeshadow primer whenever you're doing your eyeshadow, so it does not crease on you. But definitely just made a big difference just on me adding that powder on top. But now that I have my eyelids set with some powder, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that orange shade and apply that all into the crease of my eye. Alright, you guys. First impression, this eyeshadow is pretty good. It's pigmented and it's blending out really, really nicely. I mean, I barely have even done anything to that, and it really blended out really nicely, and no fallout so far. Alright, so that first eyeshadow applied very well, and I'm very impressed. Out of all the things that I thought was going to be my least favorite, I figured the eyeshadow wasn't going to be that good, and I figured the eyebrow was not going to be good. And the brow product was really good, and this first eyeshadow is applying very nicely, so I'm excited to see how these other colors apply too. So for the next shade, I'm going to pick up the shade right under the orange one with a little bit of a smaller blending brush, and this is a JH35. And I'm just going to go back into the crease and blend this in my crease, but I'm going to keep it a little bit tighter and a little bit lower than I did that orange shade. Y'all, these eyeshadows are so pigmented. Who would have known? Like, they're super pigmented and they're blending out really easily. Alright, so now I'm going to go back in with that same blending brush that I just used for the second shade. And I'm going to go in with this berry shade right here. And again, I'm going to keep this very low in the crease and not bring it up that high. Alright, so now that I gave 3 mattes a test and they did pass the test, really like them, I'm going to go in with a shimmer. So the shimmer that I'm going to go in with is this one right here. I'm just going to apply that on the base of my eyelid using my finger. So I'm just going to pick up some of that product. And alright, you guys, again, super pigmented. It just came right off my finger and onto the lid really smoothly, and I really didn't even just do that much work to do that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just pick up that JH35 brush again. I'm just going to clean up a little bit where the shimmer went up into the crease. Right, so now to go in with the lower lash line, and what I'm going to do is just add that second color right here that's under the orange shade to the lower lash line and buff that out. And then for the last final step, I'm just going to take that white bright shade on the top and I'm going to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner, and then that will wrap it up for the eyeshadow. Alright, so I really did not like that highlighting shade for my brows. It really didn't show up that well. And then I realized that I have a Wet n Wild highlighter that I'm going to apply just in a little bit. But I think this highlighter would make a good brow bone highlighter and an inner corner highlighter as well. I'm going to open up this highlighter, and it is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I'm just going to brush that under the brow. Alright, so honestly, I didn't like this highlighter on my brow bone or in the inner corner. It didn't show up that well. So my overall first impression is not a good one. Hopefully it applies better to the cheekbones. But as of right now, I'm not really that much of a fan of this. So next thing that I'm going to be using is eyeliner. And I'm really nervous because I suck, like I truly suck at applying eyeliner. And I feel like this one's gonna be really hard to apply to. Right, so this is the liquid eyeliner that I'm going to be using, and it is in the shade Black. And that's what the applicator looks like. Alright, so now I'm just going to see how the eyeliner goes. So it actually wasn't that hard to use. It went on pretty smoothly. The only complaint that I do have is how short this is. I can't get that good of a grip on it, but besides that, it actually went on pretty smoothly. Alright, so now that I have liner on my eyes, I'm just going to go in with some mascara. This is the mascara that I chose to use from Wet n Wild. It's called Lash Renegade, and it is in the shade Brazen Black. That is what the applicator looks like on that. It actually looks pretty interesting. So let me just go in and apply a coat of this to the lashes. So I actually really like the way that made my lashes look. It added a lot of length and volume to them. Alright, so next, the best part is these Wet n Wild lashes. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous to use these. This is the best pair that I could find that look decent. They look really, like, they just look too much, but just for today's video, I wanted to go ahead and throw in some lashes to give you guys a first impressions and an honest review on how I like them. So this is what they look like. Alright, so I just trimmed them up a little bit so that they would fit my eye, and I added the glue to them, and I can go ahead and tell you guys I'm going to hate these lashes if I can even get it on. It's literally like straight as a board. Keep that curve form like it does in the package, and whenever you take it off, it literally is like straight as a board. So it's gonna be a little difficult to apply, but I'm still gonna try anyways. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that down right over my natural lashes. Like, I really don't even know where to begin because it's seriously so straight. All right, so I'm just going to lay it in the center. Y'all, hope I can get these off. That glue looks very serious. All right, so I'm just gonna lay the outer corner down first, and then all right, I feel like I'm definitely going to lose some natural lashes trying to get these off later because that glue kind of scared me. But it actually went on. Definitely not a fan of the way they look, to be honest, at all. But that is what they look like. I'm not even sure if they're all the way on. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be, but I'm still not a fan of them at all. All right, so I have both of the lashes on. So far, this is the only product that I would say I do not recommend, just because they're super, like, you can tell they're cheap. Everything else I feel like is very nice quality for the price of it, but you can definitely tell that you get what you pay for with these lashes. So honestly, when I get done doing this video, I'm probably just gonna rip them off and then throw them in the trash and never look at them again. I'm gonna apply one more coat of mascara on top of the lashes and then on the bottom lashes as well. All right, so that wraps it up for the eyes. Overall, absolutely have loved everything so far. The lashes suck, but I mean, that's kind of expected. Whenever I picked them up, I could tell by looking at them I was not gonna like them. I just wanted to go ahead and add them just so I could try a full face of everything from Wet n Wild. But I'm just going to pick this contour palette back up, and I'm going to add that banana powder on my nose, on the center of my forehead, my chin, and I'm also just going to take some and also brush off the thick coat that I had on down there earlier. I'm going to use this contour shade, and this contour shade is definitely not my shade for a bronzer, so I'm just gonna have to work with it and definitely blend it out a lot to make it work. Okay, so I'm going to pick up this JH05 and dab a little bit of that product on this brush and tap it off because it does have a lot of kickback. And I'm going to do like this, kind of carve out my cheekbone. I love this palette so much. It literally blends out so good, and both of the shades have such good pigment. All right, so that contour shade actually is not that bad at all. I figured it was gonna be way too dark for my skin tone, but I actually like the way that it went on my skin. So definitely, you want to go pick up this palette. This banana shade reminds me a lot of the shade in the Kat Von D palette, the yellow shade. All right, so update on my lashes. They're totally sticking up in the inner corners, and I've only had them on for maybe 7 minutes. Like, they're already sticking up, so that's not good. All right, so now that I have my face all warmed up and bronzed, I'm gonna go in with some blush. This is the blush that I decided to pick up, and it is in the shade Pearlescent Pink. All right, so whenever you open it up, it comes with a little brush that looks like this. Really don't understand what you're supposed to do with this, or what you can do with this, or why anyone would want this, but it comes in there. But I am going to pick up the JH04 brush. This is my favorite blush brush. It's the one that I use all the time. And I'm going to just pick up a little bit of that. I'm just going to apply that on the cheeks. Y'all, this blush is so pigmented and so pretty. And I think this thing was like one of the cheapest things I got. It was only a few dollars. All right, so now I'm gonna go back in with this highlighter in the shade Golden Flower Crown. Give it another shot and see how it applies on the cheeks. Pick up my favorite highlighter brush, which is the JH09. Get a little bit of that product and then apply it to the cheekbone. All right, that applied way better on the cheek than it did to highlight my brow. Really like it. I love the undertone of it. The gold highlighter. going to highlight the end of my nose as well. And my Cupid's bow. Alright, so last but certainly not least, I'm going to go in with a liner, and I'm going to go in with a liquid lipstick. This lip liner is in the shade Brandy Wine, and this liquid lipstick is in the shade Rebel Rose. Alright, so I'm just going to go in and apply this to the lips. Alright, so I have my lips lined. Did a very good job. It was really smooth and went right on my lips. Alright, so I have the lips lined, and I really did like the lip liner. It went on really smoothly, and I think it was like $1 or $2, so I'm really surprised with how much pigment that it gave out on the lips. So the liquid lipstick is on, and I'm obsessed with this color. So pretty, and it went on really smooth. And I love that it's not sticky, and it's not like super drying on my lips. So impressed with almost all the products that I got. The only thing that I would say that I really did not like is these lashes that are like literally falling off right now. But besides that, everything else was so good. Alright, so I totally forgot to go back and set my face using this stuff. I might regret it, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not going anywhere after this video. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray it on the face a little bit. Alright, it's way better than I thought it was. Earlier, whenever it first came out, I thought it was really chunky on the face, but it didn't really show up like that. So, yes, literally a fan of every single thing except for the lashes, which is pretty good considering the fact that every single thing that I used was Wet n Wild, and out of all these products there's only one thing that I don't like. I just went ahead and picked up a pair just for this video's purpose. But yeah, so overall I would say my favorite is, besides the foundation, because the foundation is something that I literally use regularly, but out of all the stuff that I tried today, I'm definitely going to say that the thing that I was the most surprised with was the eyeshadow. I love the mascara, and I also love this liquid lipstick. My least favorite, definitely the lashes, and I kind of would say the highlighter too, just because the formula of it's not that good, but it's also not that bad either. But yeah, I ended up loving almost every single thing that I tried on. But yeah, that concludes it for today's video. If you guys liked it, then please do not forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, then please hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm always taking suggestions, and I want to hear back from you guys. So if you guys want to give me some feedback or suggest a video for the next video, then just comment below and let me know. And until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.